Smash the like button, folks. Happy Friday.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come on. Say what you want about my channel. I got one of the best intros. Let me shut up.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come on. And with Ian Wright's introduction done, people deluded, I'm back again. Whether you're on LinkedIn, Twitch, or YouTube, smash the like button, YouTube folks. Appreciative to have you lot tuned in. Happy Friday and all of those things. If you're in the United Kingdom, it's the start of a bank holiday weekend, people. So I hope you're all blessed. As usual, one love for tuning in. Any talking points across everything we discuss, feel no sort of way about getting them in. And again, if you're on YouTube, pinned to the live chat, you would notice I have a message pinned to it, which I've just said. It's Arsenal against Bournemouth tomorrow. We'll be doing a watch along. I'll be live an hour before kickoff. I believe we kick off at 12:30, so I'll be live from 11:30, which I don't know how you lot feel. This game, in my opinion, could potentially be somewhat of a banana skin. In fact, let's start there. Don't flop me. Is this going to bang? Where's the present page? Sorry, folks. You'll see what I'm on about in just a second. Why is it not refreshed? Remove that. Hey, this is a L. 1 sec. See, I try to be professional, folks. Why is it not? Don't do that. Okay, let's see again. Really? Why is it not refreshed? Really? I guess we'll just have to say it out loud then, folks, if I'm completely honest with you. In fact, let me try again before I just offer my thoughts. No worries. We can improvise, man. You see, the same way Raya made a mistake in the North London derby and we got on with it. Okay, it's not going to bang. But yeah, for me, Bournemouth could be a banana skin. I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news or doom and gloom, because the form we've been playing this year and how we've been moving and what Mikel Arteta has been doing should give everybody some real confidence, really and truly. We've been doing our job. We've been handling business in that regard. But at the same time, I think when you look at Bournemouth since October, November, they've been on a great run of form. Obviously, both teams have two great Spanish tacticians who used to play youth football with each other, and they're very similar in the way they deploy their team. And individually, Bournemouth have some injuries and some doubts, but they've got some good players, and they've got one of the most informed British players in Ollie Watkins, that's Villa, in Solanke. So there's a lot to consider and there's a lot to really think about. And again, nothing's a given. You know, it's probably out of their hands, but such as Bournemouth's form, people, they actually could qualify for Europe, which, you know, I don't know if every team can say that. Let's see if it will work out for me this way. There's always a silver lining somewhere, people. So yeah, you can see in front of me here. Let's remove that. Let's actually remove this pinned message thing. But yeah, for me, people, as I've just been saying again, last season's game is probably fresh in every Arsenal fan's memory. It was a dramatic game against Bournemouth. We had a great April and it ended well. It's irrelevant now because obviously we've started the new month of May. We've got 3 games left. And at least until Manchester City play, there's a prospect of going 4 points clear. As you can see there, it could potentially be a banana skin and we have to keep winning. 2 similar managers, both play good football. Both teams are in form. Bournemouth potentially could get Europe, but our home form, you know, I don't want to remind you lot about Aston Villa, but we've won 6 of the last 7. So hopefully we can keep a record like such. And again, I alluded to the form. When you look at the visitors, they've got a win, L, draw, L, win, win. So 3 wins in the last 5 games. You look at us, we've also, people in the Premier League, we've got 5 wins. And a loss, but when you look at our form in all comps, it's somewhat identical. So they're a decent team. Arsenal have won all 6 of their home matches against Bournemouth, people. We've only played more home games against Stoke while maintaining a 100% record. Love that, hate Stoke. Bournemouth have only picked up 5 points in 13 Premier League matches against Arsenal and have never kept a clean sheet. Let's hope that continues. We've won 13 or 15 Premier League games in 2024, only dropping points in the draw to City, as you can see. And I don't want to remind you lot, but we did lose against Aston Villa. Since Bournemouth picked up their first Premier League win of the season at the end of October versus Burnley, they've picked up 45 points in 26 games, which equates to 7 L's, 6 draws and 13 wins. Only the current top 4 sides have more in this time. They have never won more matches in a top flight campaign than 13 in 2023-24. And again, in terms of, you know, a preview for this game, you know, big up the back of the net. you would see that I've already released that. Arsenal have a league high of 85 goals from 35 games, and they say we need a striker. So let's keep it going. For me, do we my talking points would be, do we rotate or do we keep the team the same? I think we have to keep the team the same. There's been a few days apart from our last game. There's only one change I would consider making, but we'll get onto that. Could Timber finally play some part of this season? Could it potentially be a banana skin? When you just browse the internet and look at potentially Bournemouth injury issues, you know, there's rumours over Zabani, Semenyo, Adams, Beelin, Sinistero, Mepan, Kekes, Tavernier. They're all carrying knocks. And to be fair with you, how many players in the Premier League are playing without any sort of injury or any sort of knock? Probably none, really. In terms of starting lineup, what's this before we get into it? Oh, why are you so quiet? What's on your mind? Yeah, we all got that 3 games left against Bournemouth, away to Manchester United, and then obviously a big game against Everton. In terms of my lineup, people, I don't think there should be mass rotation. I don't think there's any opportunity for that. Of course, I would love to see Smith Rowe and these kind of players play. But once again, Bournemouth are in great form. They play in a similar way to us. They've got a good manager. And it's almost a thing where if they lose, no headlines. If we lose, beyond the obvious of us being one of the most talked about football clubs, there's issues. You know, Benjamin White against Spurs has been the biggest talking point. A lot of PR with that. But when Bukayo Saka got his leg chopped off, basically, with MacArthur a few years ago against Crystal Palace and many separate incidences, nobody said anything. For me, obviously, Raya's going to be in goal. Benjamin White, Saliba, Gabriel pick themselves. You could make a case for Zinchenko or Kirill. You could actually make a case for Timber to start. I wouldn't, but you could. I'm going with Tomiyasu in midfield. It picks itself. Partey, Rice, Odegaard. Saka's on the right. Kai Havertz plays through the middle. And for me, Trossard probably should start. Martinelli could start, and you badly would hope he could get into form and do his thing. But I'd actually start Gabriel Jesus. But I understand if the whole team goes out there. I wouldn't kill Trossard for not, excelling against Spurs because we weren't the best. But I don't think he took his opportunity. I think, with Gabriel Jesus, a lot of noise has come out. We're going to get into Arteta's comments and whatnot. But yeah, he's actually spoken about Jorginho, Jesus' futures and whatnot. Big up, DG. Good chat with the Bournemouth fan channel. On a side note, are you tuned into the Kendrick Drake ongoings? I am. But it's 2 Niki brothers, man. Like, you know what? Hip-hop beef or sending for each other is trash, man. Like, I used to like Kendrick Lamar. I can't take his ad-libs, man. He sounds like he's got ADHD. I mean, Drake makes bangers, but they're soft, man. It's just moist, if I'm honest with you. Big up yourself, Camstar. Bournemouth's the perfect game for us, in my opinion. Despite their form, the players should work even harder to make sure they don't do what they did last year. Amen. Have to stick with that lineup for the rest of the season. Arguably the strongest lineup we could possibly field with all fit. Bournemouth have been playing well recently. Defo can't take it for granted. Big up the Ugandans, man. Appreciative to have you tuned in. So, yeah, man, that would be my lineup. But I understand if people would say, you know what, forget Jesus, keep Trossard in there, or throw Martinelli into the mix. Again, I do feel the team's picking itself. I know Raya made a mistake, but he's been sturdy this season. Tomiyasu is better than what we have available, with the exception of Timber. Benjamin White is arguably should be in Premier League Team of the Year, let alone Arsenal's potential player of the year. The same is said for Gabriel. Saliba is Saliba. The midfield speaks for itself. Saka speaks for itself. I have seen that Marco Reus is leaving on a free transfer from Borussia Dortmund. Errors do come to an end. It's not just Ten Hag. Should we see what Mikel Arteta has had to say? How much has he actually had to say, or questions he's been asked? Okay, we'll start there. On the latest team news, he said, yes, everybody's fit and available. So now it's a headache to make the right selection. Good headache. And I mean, in theory, it is a great headache to have Mikel Arteta with everyone fit. But, a bit like what S is saying there, I do think the team is picking itself. Obviously, if form wasn't a thing and we were just looking at the players, the lineup would be very different. But when you consider everything that goes into where we're at this moment, I believe the team picks itself. A fit Timber maybe asks his questions, but Timber's not fit for 90 minutes and I don't think he will start. You never know. So that's not a thing. Kai Havertz is one of the first names on the team sheet, as is Odegaard and Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice. So I don't think there is any headaches. Now, if you play the same team and they lose, of course, people have something to say. If you rotate and win or lose, there's appropriate talking points. But fundamentally, it's nice to have everyone fit. On playing first on Saturday is what it is. We played in many different scenarios this season and our job is clear. We have to win our game and wait. The only thing we can focus on is that. I don't think City are dropping points from what's left to what's left of the season. Of course, I'm hoping that that is not the case, and I've kind of jinxed them. On Jorginho, who 1 minute he's leaving, then he's staying. I would love to keep him. He knows that the club is the club is fully supportive of that. He's a really important player with us on and off the field, and he makes us better, so I want him to stay. On scoring 16 goals from corners this season, if you told that to me 3-4 years ago, I think you're bugging out, people, but it just shows the progress and the fine margins that we're doing our thing. It's a combination of a lot of things. We work in a lot of phases of play and things that, in our opinion, can help us to be more competitive to win matches. Certainly set pieces are something fundamental in football. I mean, Postecoglou keeps saying they haven't got a problem with set pieces at Spurs. You've seen it. Rice came second in the Football Writer Awards, and I don't really want to get into that because, for one of these awards, I don't think it's the same people, but, Postecoglou hasn't won a London derby this season, got manager of the year. What the hell is that for? But to be fair, I am being harsh because Postecoglou did what Pep Guardiola, Arsene Wenger, Sir Alex Ferguson, Jurgen Klopp, Conte, or anyone that's won the Premier League failed to do. Spurs won the Premier League in September, as we saw with their celebration. So you know what, he did deserve that award, man. Big up, Rice. Of course, we're gonna watch Man City on Sunday. On Areola's job at Bournemouth, he said, fantastic job to come into the Premier League and do what he's done. Huge credit to him, the coaching staff and players. Obviously, they had a difficult start. They kept going with what they believed in, and huge credit to him. It's unbelievable what they've done in the manner they've done it as well, which is, in my opinion, very important as well. Congratulations, because it's a fantastic achievement. And it is. And I do think there's parallels between what Bournemouth are doing with their manager and what we've done. Arteta, that's your boy. Before you even knew what Arsenal was and Bournemouth was, that's your boy. You played together. As much as I like Bournemouth and we should be winning the game anyways, make sure we get the 3 points. We'll return the favour one day, man. We all know Nelson got the last minute winner last year and put himself in a bit of folklore, so I won't waste your time with that. On the importance of that never say die attitude at this stage of the season is vital in life, let alone football, at all aspects. And there's been plenty of times this season, games we've won, games we've drawn, where we've shown resilience. Like for me, obviously the Luton away, Brentford at home, probably even Brentford away, to a degree, the draw against Chelsea. And there's been many aspects. We need that. In previous years, there's moments where Arsenal would have crumbled at any stage. But now, obviously, with what there is to win, we know what we're going to have to do to win games in different ways. And that can be won. Hopefully tomorrow it's not that. But if it has to be to win it, welcome. On how much the players are enjoying the running. Yes, the energy is really good. We just had a training session. And again, it was fantastic. They're really at it. They're really enthusiastic. And we're going to give it a real go. On reaching 100 Premier League wins as the youngest manager to achieve that. Bit of history for him, but I'm sure he's not done yet where our club's concerned. That's a contribution from a lot of people that in this journey have been extremely supportive, and obviously it helps you to win games. So gratitude towards that, and it's just hopefully the beginning of something much bigger that can bring trophies. This is what we want. Careful, Arteta, because as much as I like you, people will talk you up and then find excuses, man. You know how Arteta sexuals are. Our fan base has some weird fans, man. We've got the Arteta outers. And again, if you don't believe Arteta is the guy and you can present logic, fair enough. But there's just Arteta could win everything possible. Some people wouldn't be happy. And I just think, Arteta could make Arteta could put Raya up front, as stupid as it sounds, and people will find some sort of excuse. I believe in that he's doing good things, but you have to hold him accountable, like with the players, if things go wrong. That's just me anyways, balance and all of those things. On the changes he's noticed in the group this season, can't lie, they keep asking the same questions. Some of them are noticeable, but some are as well related to what is happening in games. It's different what is happening. Last year at Spurs as well, we had a very different game to the one we had in previous years or against any other rivals, but we managed the situation quite well. It could have been better. There's room for improvement, but I think the team is more mature. Obviously, the health and the condition of the squad is in a much better place right now, and all these factors, I think, contribute to being in a better position. On how coachable Rice has been, again, I'm not going to waste your time with that. Big up Declan Rice and just the way he's, fitted in at Arsenal, and, you've seen the talking points. We've covered them about how he's taken to the new role under Mikel Arteta. Want to see Saliba rested before the Man U game. Where's that rest coming, bro? The only rest he's getting is if he goes to sleep and gets his 10 hours, and obviously recovery after the Bournemouth game, regardless of what happens. There's no time for rest. Like in another world, next season, of course, there needs to be times where the Bukayo, in particular, Saliba, Benjamin White, and Saka can be rested, but there's no rest now. Like, we need to win games, like, as simple as that. There's no rest. There's no time for that. On if he needs to score more goals, I mean, Rice himself has said he wants to keep scoring more goals, and he's having his most productive season on the goals and assist front at Arsenal at the moment. So, yeah, man, I don't think anyone can have any complaints about that in particular. If you haven't smashed the like button, make sure you're doing such, folks. But yeah, continuing this on how we would have done if Partey and Timber had played more this season. Do you have a coin ping? I have no clue. We have missed them because when you have them around, the team is more competitive. There's more quality there, more leadership there, that's for sure. To be honest as well, the players that have played in their position have been exceptional. So let's see. Now probably your question in 3 or 6 months' time when they have played, hopefully a lot of games, I can be more concrete. On season, the opportunity with the 3 games to go. Obviously, he's spoken about energy and focus in there, so I'm not going to waste your time with that. Bournemouth have done great, under Areola and turning their season around. Obviously, we want it to naturally be a bit more boring. We're obviously happy that Timber is back in the squad again, people. I don't want to waste your time. And obviously, we'd love to know if Timber can make an impact, but crucially, he said he's only played 50 minutes of football with the 21s, which isn't true, Arteta, because he got 45 minutes against Blackburn's under 21s. And then he got some minutes against Liverpool. So maybe I'm taking it out of context, but he has missed 8 months of football. It'd be nice to, respectfully to Bournemouth, hit them for 3, 4, 5. Timber gets a 30-minute run out. He's back. And yeah, we keep it moving. We all know David Raya's move is going to be made permanent. So they're asking him pointless questions at this moment. We know Odegaard's got a fantastic relationship with his players on and off the field, and he's our captain. And he kind of alluded to, because I have read a bit of these already, I think Odegaard's welcoming a kid into this world, man. Timber won't be playing for the 21s today. And whether emotionally the lack of those games has helped, I'm not too sure for that. Crucially, one bit that is thing with Gabriel Jesus, he said on reports the club will listen to offers for Jesus. I don't know where this is coming from. When asked if he's speaking to Pep Guardiola during the running, come on, there's a little friendly banter in the group chat. It doesn't work like that. We don't have an agreement. I mean, you need to ask your big brother. Just let us control this. I know he wants a 4-peat, but just let us have this one Premier League title. It's just in a natural way. And if something happens, we communicate with each other when it's necessary. And when we play against each other as well, but we all understand the situation and the moments to talk and be yourself. On whether the 12:30 Saturday kickoff slot should be removed, we probably discussed that slot relating more after Champions League fixtures and then the recovery time. I think that slot is a slot within the culture of this country in the Premier League, and it's important to have it. I think there are other big issues, in my opinion. And I do think, for as much as, we look at Arteta as a manager and all the experiences he's had at Arsenal and City, you got to remember, this guy played the vast majority of his football in England, and he indirectly, for me, he likes that sort of tradition. Klopp's probably the biggest advocate of moving 12:30 kickoff. So it is what it is. I do think footballers are used as guinea pigs, but yeah, man. And yeah, he got like 70 minutes against Liverpool. So yeah, I think Arteta got that one there wrong. But the more minutes in the legs of Timber, the better. Koza Drewbury has actually been linked with Newcastle as his contract's running out and probably going to be in action in a few hours, obviously, because our under-21s are playing Man United. He's actually been nominated for Player of the Month, people, in the under-21s. Arteta's been nominated for Manager of the Month as well for the 4th time in a row. Keep it going, Gaffer. Kai Havertz has been nominated for Premier League Player of the Month. If he doesn't win it, there's an absolute crime. Getting into the transfer news, though, apparently Arsenal eye Alexander Isak, with Newcastle star topping Mikel Arteta's list of targets. The Swedish forward has 19 goals this season. What do you lot think of that in the Premier League, with Arteta eager to add a cutting edge to his side next season? We've heard this before, but Isak is at the top of Arsenal's list of striking targets for the summer, and would be mine as well if he keep him fit, as Mikel Arteta is now intent on buying the forward that will complete his team. Newcastle are strongly resistant to selling the Swedish star and will even seek to offer him a new deal. Much may depend on whether Isak agitates to go through, having proven a big success since obviously joining from Sociedad. Come and link back up with Odegaard, man. There's a number 14 shirt for you. Don't worry about who's controlling the number 14. 1 minute it's Guimarães, and now it's this, people. So yeah, and we all know Newcastle are facing some PRS issues, so they have to sell someone. I reckon they're more likely to sell Guimarães, and I don't think they'll want to lose Isak and Guimarães in the same window. You probably rely on Isak probably dragging his heels and forcing a move through. I must admit, obviously, time dictates a lot of things, but where Isak's been linked with us and Bruno Guimarães, there was an opportunity to get them for significantly less. Now, again, I'm being harsh, but You just wish our club would buy these guys before you start seeing them at clubs that don't want to sell to us or ridiculously high fees. It's for the same reason that Arteta has the Swedish international at the top of his list. Arsenal looked at a striker in January, but their own PSR restrictions prevented a move, with the position further influenced by a lack of value on the market. Arteta now sees plenty of value in Isak, although the club have a set price and do not want to get into a long-winded saga where they go back and forth. There's a short list of names that Arsenal see as strong targets beyond that, and they'll be prepared to move on should a deal prove to be difficult to complete quickly. So where Isak's concerned, we're going to have to see, but he's averaging more goals per 90 minutes than any other player in the Premier League so far this season. And what an addition would he be? Bumpy, I would love both. I'd love both, but you're probably looking at around what? How much was, Guimarães could be anything from 60 all the way to 100. Isak's probably anything from probably 60 to 100. So let's just say, 150 odd million quid on two players. Obviously, we could offset that potentially with some outgoings, assuming Mikel Arteta doesn't want to address any other areas. But as much as I feel you can scout and do these things, and if it doesn't really matter how much a player costs, I am getting to that stage where it feels like, in the same vein as Declan Rice, if we can just get a couple of players that lift our squad, then maybe we can bag a major trophy sooner rather than later. David Ornstein, on the topic of Newcastle, has been speaking as well, folks. Arsenal really like Guimarães as an option if they are to recruit a 6. He can also operate at an 8. Video coming out on that tomorrow. But Newcastle and Arsenal and others view him as a 6. Arsenal also have a long-standing interest in Zubimendi for that position, and no doubt there'll be more candidates on the list. Obviously, Zubimendi would be significantly cheaper. Guimarães in the 6 could obviously free up what we've seen this year with Declan Rice in the 8. However, if it's decided Rice will play at 6 permanently, it's not guaranteed they'll recruit a 6 and may instead focus on an 8, says Ornstein. He's also on Nico Williams, said he is among the other options Arsenal like, but they're not his only admirers, and there's no guarantee he leaves Bilbao. He then said as well, Arsenal have long wanted depth/competition in wide forward positions, and we have reported on their interest in Neto. Given his injury record and likely price, this is not a deal I would imagine is a priority for them this summer. So you can't rule out anything, but it's fair to say we might not go for Nico Williams. We're probably not going for Pedro Neto either. Going back to Guimarães, he has 100 million release clause. I'm not sure if Arsenal or anyone else will want/be able to pay that level of money for him, although there are other solutions that can be explored to try to make such a signing possible. Newcastle, however, do not want to lose him. Bruno seems extremely happy at Newcastle, and that works in their favour. That said, there are few players who would decline a move to a club like Arsenal, especially given what is happening there at the moment. Should the clubs pursue a deal, let's see what the summer brings. We're finished if we get Neto. That's a bit harsh. For Newcastle's sake, I wouldn't want them to sell both to us. That is some seriously questionable business unless they have plans for Camavinga. But if they got Camavinga, it would be lit. I think they need to qualify for the Champions League on a more consistent basis for that to happen. I'm not going to stop peddling this. Apparently, the Football Insider have said West Ham are expecting Kudus, Paqueta, and Edison Alvarez to push for moves away from the club. Would love Paqueta. Don't think he fits the profile of what Arteta wants at this moment in time. Kudus apparently has a release clause. That could be something, although it seemed like, he was there at Ajax for the taking, and he was linked with Arsenal, Chelsea, and Brighton. For some reason, he didn't go there. He ended up at West Ham. With the greatest of respect, it feels like there's something that isn't known to us people who are not in the footballing world. We have been linked with Elise, but apparently United are the front runners to sign the Crystal Palace winger this summer, says ESPN. Could be peak for Palace if Gurhi and Elise leave. Obviously, they know they're going to leave one day and you're going to get a lot of money, but bitter pill to swallow. Odegaard speaking, people, and he has allegedly told his teammates to dream about winning the title, but warned they cannot afford to take their eyes off the ball against Bournemouth tomorrow. I think you can dream. Of course, you can do that. I think you should. We all do that. We've had a dream all season, and that's fine. But it's also important to stay focused and to stay in the moment. We need to just concentrate on what we can do, and that's win our games. We need to take it game by game now. Just make sure we do our job, and then hopefully good things will happen. The only way to do that, though, is by staying focused on our job and go out to win the games, and then we'll see. Don't think anyone can disagree with such people. Odegaard's admitted it was nice for them to silence their critics as well. It meant a lot for us. It was a big game and massive for all supporters. The support we had again on the day was unbelievable. In a derby, it's always a nice moment to be able to celebrate together. A lot of people were saying some nice stuff before the game, saying we were going to lose. saying some stuff, before the game, saying we're going to lose. It was nice to be able to share that moment together with our supporters at the end of the game. We knew it was a big one. I'm sure you would have seen Grealish has been speaking as well and said City have experience in this run, in which we knew already. Odegaard also said, I feel like we're all enjoying the moment. We learned a lot from last year as well, what it means to be here, to deal with the situation and all the games. I feel like we have improved a lot from last season in this way as well. The only thing we can do now is to keep doing what we're doing. You can see we enjoy being up there and fighting for something. We enjoy playing these games. That's where you want to be. Fair enough. I don't think anyone can disagree. Thomas Partey's been linked with Barcelona, people, which there's always that. His contract ends in 2025. I mean, if Barcelona somehow put a financial package together, nothing to do with Partey's ability, but you'd imagine the club would listen, because I feel they want to move him on because of his injuries and his wages and them kind of things there. But whether you buy that, I'll leave that with you people. We've also been linked with Joshua Zirkzee. Again, apparently we are offering staggering numbers to sign the player, people. We've got Marcus Thuram on a list of players as an alternative to the Dutchman. Allegedly, this report has actually said we could actually even offer Gabriel Jesus potentially. It's claimed there could be a blitz from London that will see Arsenal offer 30 million euros plus the Brazilian in exchange for the 26-year-old. 30 million plus Gabriel Jesus for Marcus Thuram. Boy, you might as well just post your bank details on the internet, really, if you want to scam yourself, Arsenal. I mean, I like Thuram. I don't really rate him like that, and I big him up. He's obviously a French international and a league winner in Italy, but we'll be robbing ourselves, absolutely robbing ourselves. But boy, I don't know if Arteta's got a plan, he's got a plan in it. But yeah, myth. Once again, Barcelona reportedly interested in signing an Arsenal star who looks destined to leave the Emirates at the end of the season. Arteta will say he's always involved, but you know, it looks like his days are numbered. Off that is the backdrop of being linked with Zubimendi. Barcelona are interested. He's still got interest from Saudi. Apparently, this journalist has said one of the names that the Barcelona sports management likes most is Thomas Partey. And he has obviously played in Spain before, prior to playing for Arsenal. Partey once did say, though, my head is always here. This is where I choose to play. I'm really happy every time I'm on the field. I know a lot of speculations have been going on, but for me, I'm really happy to be here and to continue playing for this club. I still have to the end of the season. I think I have to do my best and try to perform at the highest level. And I think the most important is to be available every time. Subscribe and smash the like button if you haven't done such already, people. Again, still linked with Marcus Thuram, Joshua Zirkzee, as well as Vlahovic, Gyökeres and Cole, people. Apparently, though, for what it's worth, Gabriel Jesus is happy in North London and he's not keen to leave. And Arteta's come out in his press conference, as you would have seen, and, you know, distanced him from such. Young Obi Martin is still being linked with Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Cole, people. We hope he stays. We covered that yesterday. What's this? Eddie believes he can land Newcastle talisman Bruno Guimarães this summer, according to reports. We're kind of going over the same things, but if he believes he can get it done, get it done. But why didn't you get him when he was at Lyon, man? I know things are different, but yeah. Apparently, Arsenal have reached an agreement to make Turkey star Ferdi Kadıoğlu, apologies, their first new arrival of the summer. Apparently, he's a left back, consistent with the rumors, I guess, of wanting a left back. So you've got that. We've gone over Guimarães. See how excited I am about Guimarães, people. I won't leave it alone. And Zirkzee, it appears. We've gone over that. See, I'll try to make sure I don't miss anything. I've never seen this guy play. Apparently, he's a right back. Oliver Son. He said, I would like to play in the Italian league or at Arsenal. It'd be a dream of mine, but I don't know if it's possible at the moment. I hope it becomes reality one day. I mean, if you're good enough, we hope that becomes, you know, reality. If not, then stay where you're at. We've gone over Isak before. Grealish has said, people, on Manchester City and Arsenal in the title race. I've said in a lot of interviews that for me, the team I'm in now, and especially last year, it's just unbelievable, the togetherness that we have. Over the years, there have been so many top teams in the Premier League that haven't done what we've done. Yeah, because we ain't got the money you've got. That's something about our team, because you can have all the talent in the world, but you need to have the other side as well, like that togetherness on the pitch. That's something we've had so much of, and we've got that this season as well. With the experience we have and the quality we have, we don't really doubt ourselves. I mean, do we expect Manchester City to say anything less? Apparently, our home kit will be launched on the 16th of May, people, which would equate that to just under 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks, a day under 2 weeks. I need to see it up close and personal. I'm not really convinced, if I'm honest, guys. I'm not really convinced. And again, don't forget, people, tomorrow we will be doing up watch along together. Is there anything else Arsenal related? Let's see. Come on, man. Tell us Mbappe wants to sign for us. We've gone over Isak and whatnot. Arteta refuses to confirm David Raya's permanent transfer. We know it's going to happen, man, really and truly. Like, we owe them 27 million euros. And credit to Brentford, really, because as you know, we were struggling financially by the end of it, and they had to do that. Arsenal willing to consider Partey and Jesus sales. I mean, naturally, on ability, I don't think they would, but everything, naturally, Gabriel Jesus' injuries don't make. I think at one point at Arsenal he's unsellable. Now it's if the right offer comes. Partey, I think they're more aggressively trying to move you on, but you get it, people. But I don't think I think Partey is more likely to be forced out more than Jesus. I think there's different tiers of people leaving people. I think, the Lokongas, the Tierney's, the Eddies, the Nelsons, these kind of guys aggressively getting out. I think the club will try to, like they did last summer, angle for Partey to leave. I think if a suitable offer comes for Zinchenko and Jesus, everyone's got a price. And obviously, we've got to deal with Ramsdale. In an ideal world, if Ramsdale's happy to sit on the bench, that'd be great. But we all know that's not the case. Nonetheless, Arsenal will contemplate whether to cash in on Partey if an offer arrives during the summer, according to Give Me Sports sources. But the Ghana international is currently on course to remain among Arteta's options for next season, as admirers have stopped short of upping the ante in their pursuit at this stage. Probably want to see if he stays fit. And come next January, if you're a foreign club, you can chat to him. It's understood the Gunners are open-minded about giving the former Atletico Madrid man the green light to embark on a new challenge, having been forced to miss 26 fixtures through injury this term. If a suitor touches base with a reasonable offer that turns his head, what is a reasonable offer? I'm not too sure, people. And then it's a similar situation where we've got with Jesus, people. Sources have indicated that would not be impossible for an opportunity to move on to pastures new to open up and result in him heading through the exit door. I'm not being funny, but again, on one hand, anyone can leave. But I've seen certain fans say, yeah, we could sell Trossard, Partey, Jorginho, Jesus. That's a lot of experience going through the door. We find, and I'm not saying we should keep players for the sake of it. We finally got some stability. And if nothing more, these are very good players in the squad. I know there's other factors, incomings, outgoings, wages and whatnot, but we're tearing up the whole squad. We finally got some stability. I think for now, anyways, again, anyone can leave. There'll probably be a couple of departures we don't expect and a couple of incomings. But you look at our 11, whether it's the current 11 or what you would have as Arsenal's strongest 11. We need another wide man in the mix. We need a striker. We need a central midfielder or two. Probably need a versatile defender. And then it's just about having quality. If you've got Trossard, Partey, Jesus, and all of these players who, on one hand, could be starters, but whether it's form, their own form, or other people taking their spots, we've got strong squad players. Naturally, the curtain is risen at the club. You look at City, not when you've got historically Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, or Foden, the list will be here all day. There's only 11 slots in the team. And there's only 4, 5, 6 max attacking options. So naturally, you're going to have a stronger bench. And I do think some fans think this is a bit too FIFA-y, if I'm completely honest. It looks nice, but them away and third shirt's going to dampen the mood of the home kit real fast. I can't lie, our kits this year looks like we've missed. It's like Adidas have stopped trying to impress us now. They've got in a relationship with us and, they're getting comfortable. Big up to DJ and the DG Nation, praying we win the league. I think we all are. We all are, man. I think we all are. And I would love to bring both, some of the links I see to players, for me, I know Pedro Neto can't stay fit. Would love the Pedro Neto at the club. Big fan of Bruno Guimarães. Who wouldn't want Isak? Who else have we been linked with? Zubamendi, bring him in tomorrow, really and truly. Hato, get it done. And there's obviously a lot of, I've never really been convinced on Ivan Toney. If he signed, I wouldn't be against it. I like what Gyökeres is in theory, but there's obviously doubts over him. I do think Arsenal fans overrate Nico Williams at Bilbao, but there's a fairly raw canvas, I think, for Mikel Arteta to work with. I would like the winger. I know Martinelli's got pace and Jesus isn't slow and Trossard isn't slow either, but I would like a winger with blistering pace as an option in the team. Whether we get that's another thing. Don't like the home shirt. It looks really, really meaty. Pardon me, I'm still going to buy it anyways and get the review done for you lot, man. I don't want to waste any more of you lot's time, people. In truth, there's nothing more to really speak about. So, yeah, as I said, tomorrow we will be doing a watch-along together. We've gone over the press conference. We've gone over everything that concerns our football club. So, yeah, even if you're not going to be there, smash the like button. Let's make sure we get up the engagements and whatnot. Before I get out of here, though, Bruno, for me, I want, if you get Xerxes or Sesko, then go for a defender. Elise and Isak, the two I'm trying to manifest. The midfield could be anyone's guess, honestly. I would like Elise, but then again, if you rock up and get Elise, Isak, Pedro Neto, they've all got massive injury issues and they might fit right at home with some of the players we've got. But yeah, you lot check out the rest of the content. Stay safe, stay blessed, and we'll link up tomorrow, man. Peace.